And we're back with Beer There, Drunk That. Episode 52, one episode for every week of the year if you want to ration it for yourself for the upcoming year, I guess.
Imagine this is your
It
first episode.
It's gotta suck for you, man.
yeah, a lot of catching up to do. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta know a lot about the three of us before you can get to that point.
I
I
mean, one of the
wonder.
most important parts of us as a functioning group and as a functioning podcast is just the prevalence of Big Time Brad in our lives.
Yeah,
Big time, Brad.
Luke and Keegan found out about 30 seconds ago. No, so getting right into it, we're talking about things we want to, beers we want to explore, places we might want to go, or things that might excite us for our upcoming year of beer. One of those things I did today, 2 miles down the road from me, is St. Francis Brewery, which was open years ago and they closed after the pandemic. And I went there for the first time because they finally have their own house beers on tap. They just released two more today. And so I was just sitting there. I tried all four of their beers. All of them were very, very good. They've got like a Helles lager. They've
Ooh.
got a Hefeweizen, which is like it's like bananas and white bread. It's really, really good. Like there's no clove. It's super crisp and just like easy drinker. They just tapped today a like tropical hazy IPA, which is just juice. It's a juice
Oh.
bomb. Like like it feels like you poured like 2/3 pineapple juice, like let me do math right here, like a sixth orange juice, and then like the rest of it like generic like hoppy IPA. It's just a juice bomb. It was fantastic. It was the best thing I had there.
Everyone's favorite math.
Yeah, and then from there they also did have just a generic APA. It was amazing. But the guy who sat next to me he called himself Big Time Brad, mug number 25 in the mug club, and he was a little interesting character. Like it just so happened his neighbor down the block was sitting like two seats down when he walked in. And he's like, "Oh, this is Terminator Tommy." So he's got nicknames for everyone. It's like
So
when
wait, what are you gonna be? Did you introduce yourself as Donnie or
I
Noah?
told him myself my name was Donnie because I didn't want him to
Oh,
find me on the internet.
all right. So it's gonna be a D for you next time you see him.
Yeah,
Dangerous Donnie.
yeah, Donnie Danger, something like that. Russell Wilson vibes. But anyway, he was an interesting character. I couldn't tell if he had done cocaine or not before he walked in. He was speaking like that kind of guy.
Oh, it happens.
But I guess as the Mug Club members, they've got a bunch of tiers of them. Interesting stuff. They were
One is
kept
a
trying to.
cocaine tier.
Oh, I wish. I would join that. No, but one of the things was like you get to anytime they have a new beer coming up, you can submit your name idea for the beer. And
Oh.
so for the tropical like hoppy IPA, he suggested hippity hoppity or whatever. And then everyone he talked to, he's like, hippity hoppity, that's a weird name for a beer, right, guys?
What?
So I couldn't tell if he was trying to like subliminally message them to like vote for it next time, or if he was really just feeling bad that he didn't get
That he.
chosen. Anyway, are you guys drinking beers right now? Because I need another one.
I'm
Yeah, I'm
about
drinking
to.
beer. Jenny Kolsch.
Oh yeah, brother.
Wait, 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 wait,
What
wait.
is that?
Oh, in the plates glass.
Plates glass.
Oh,
I'm drinking an M43, which is a New England IPA out of Michigan. Where is it? Where in Michigan is it from? New Orthodox India Pale Ale Series, New England IPA, 6.8%. Old Nation Brewing Company.
well, I have an NA. It's athletic. It's a Mexican style copper.
Oh,
It's they call this one Atletica.
that was beautifully said, Luke.
Thank
I
you. I've been practicing.
All right.
Sláinte, fellas.
Arrivederci, fellas.
Plancha.
I don't know what cheers is in Spanish.
Cheers to 1 year.
Yeah, cheers to a year.
Cheers to a year indeed. Well, it going back for a second, it is kind of funny because I do reference like so I'll get back from Tracy B's. My parents will be like, "So who was there?" And I know sometimes that they won't recognize the people if I don't have some sort of descriptor. So I'll use like Farming Bob
Farming
or like
Farming
Bob.
Bob.
like there's Farming Bob and like Like well, they know Francis. Everyone knows Francis. But like I'm trying to think of another example.
He's a saint where I come from.
Well, there's like bartending Casey, I feel like I've used before, or brewer Casey, something like that. But
So
just you
does that
always need a
depend on
descriptor.
what they're doing? Like, are they
Well, it depends
bartender
on
when they're behind the bar or they're brewer?
it. It depends on what they do, or like what they reference that they do when I've had conversations with them. So like Bob, I know farms very well. Like did Keegan spell?
On
Bless
brand.
you. Bless you. Oh, we are falling apart. After a year, things have gotten pretty rough here.
He's either wiping up a spill on his chair, or he's yakking in a trash can because I've seen both those poses from him before. Uh,
And now he's sitting on it, whatever it
yeah.
was.
Keegan, were you cleaning up a spill or were you throwing up? Because it looked like the same pose.
I yeah, my beer didn't pour right, so it leaked off the bottom of the can a little bit, and
Oh,
Were you
and this
trying to
this is
shotgun
where
it?
no, this is where Caitlin sits for work, and she was gonna be mad, so I got some
She is
soap
gonna
and
be
water.
mad.
gotta do what you
She's
gotta do.
already mad.
Well, she drinks a ton at work, so
Yeah.
she should be just fine.
Well, that's why she
I
hates it. It's temptation.
I told you guys my boss was like she was like, "Yeah, no one will know if you like drink during the workday when you work from home." And I'm like, "Don't encourage me."
Don't don't you put that label on me, Ricky Bobby.
Like, if I didn't have a meeting at 3 o'clock, I would have been at the brewery earlier, you know?
Would have been there at 9.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
We
Nine?
don't
That's
open
pretty
until
late.
like 11
Yeah, we
11's
first
very late.
on a weekday.
Yeah, drinking starts at 6 a.m., baby.
can't
We
drink all day if you
are
don't start in the morning.
exactly.
You guys ever have like degenerate friends in high school who would like
Yeah.
put
Yep.
alcohol in their coffee at like when they went to high school? Or is that just like bumfuck nowhere me?
Nah, I mean, we had some incidents in high school, but like I don't think I had any that were like that.
I
We
there
had
was a
two.
couple times where it would be like, "Hey, like what kind of coffee you got?" They're like, "Oh, try it." And then you take a sip and you're like, "Yeah, that's alcohol."
No, no, can't say I had that.
Yeah, we had two guys in our middle school chug liquor at their lockers one day.
Yeah, that was stupid.
Yeah, I don't know where they were going with it, but as you might imagine, got in pretty big trouble for that. But
Well,
And
we
those
got off
guys'
scot-free,
names.
didn't we, Keegan?
those guys losers, but us in the bathroom doing it. It's like you remember that girl on like my end of the hall, first part of freshman year. Like there was a girl who would like show up from a different floor and would smoke weed in our bathroom, the girls' bathroom.
Oh my God, yeah, that's
Nope.
right.
It was the same time as a serial
Really?
shitter, so it kind of got
Oh, I got
Got
overshadowed.
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 But there
I
was a
think
like our
It got
floor's bathrooms were
oversharded.
fucked for like the first like 3 months of school, guys.
hold on, that gives me a new theory. Do you think she was the serial shitter? She'd shit, so everybody was distracted and then would just smoke weed at the other
She'd
end?
shit in the men's
No,
room, and
no,
then
no
Yep.
she would go
way.
smoke weed in the women's.
Well,
Yep.
no, and it wasn't the issue that she would shit in the men's room and then go smoke in the women's room. She easily could have, and obviously she was smoking, right? But that what we saw in the
I
men's room,
I have a vivid memory of like you and I had both just come back from class, Luke.
yeah,
And I remember
yeah.
I walked in and I said, "Luke, I need help." And
What we saw that day is
okay, for those
something
out
we'll
there,
never forget.
I
Luke
don't think
Keegan and
have we told the serial shitter story?
I most people I know might know about it, but like I gotta tell it again. So like
Yeah.
freshman year of college, Luke Keegan and I, we all lived on the same floor. Two of us lived in the same room.
Who
I
was
wasn't
that?
one of them.
Oh.
But anyway, there was someone who would every week It was like a Thursday or a Friday right before right after maintenance showed up for the last time for multiple days. Would just shit on the floor of the men's room. And we never found out, but we had to like
Wasn't it?
condemn them.
Wasn't it always like next to the toilet too?
Okay,
Yep.
the one like Luke and I discovered. I'll never forget it. Luke and I looked at each. I don't think I've ever had more horror in my life. Imagine the mass of an Arnold Palmer 99-cent iced tea can, but as a shit on the floor directly next to the toilet, like within 6 inches of the bowl.
I mean, it had to have come from a 600-pound animal with a steady diet of red meat. It was.
Luke looked me dead in the eye, goes, "That person has eaten nothing but raw red meat for weeks." Like, oh my God. I didn't. I had to go to a
Oh,
different floor. We had to go to different floors to shower.
I made a speech in
yeah.
Gracie's whatever buffet hall, whatever it was called.
Oh,
Gracie's
guy got a round of applause from the entire food hall.
I just I remember like the
Oh,
like resident life director of our building. Like we had that meeting outside about it, and he's like, I'm like trying not to laugh because this is crazy that this is happening, but like if it's you,
don't shit on the
please,
floor.
please stop.
Yes.
they struck, and our building and our floor was far from the only one that was attacked.
For we like even after that, honestly, um Andy's floor, which is directly below us, floor four, it was an all dudes floor, and that floor was smelled bad generally because it
Yeah.
was all dudes. Anywho, that floor, like the bathroom directly across the hall from him, someone would like clog the toilets at like 3 p.m. every Friday.
It I I'm quite literally speechless. I'm reliving some moments that I've tried to forget, and really is what brought about the drinking,
It's
Yeah,
but
it's
the
it has
Sambuca
not worked.
screwdrivers.
oh fuck me. That was so
Well,
bad.
the worst was, so I was in a class after I did the speech in Gracie's. I was in a I was in a class, and it's before class started, and like everyone's talking about it, and this kid goes, "Hey, aren't you the serial shitter guy?" I said, "No." Okay, hang on. What you mean is I'm the guy that stood up in Gracie's and talked about it. What you just communicated is that I was the serial shitter, which was not the case, and everybody needs to know that.
Luke possesses the diet of what it takes to be a
Yeah.
serial shitter. But Luke is a very clean person.
But I have the self-control,
Yeah.
and that's what it comes down to.
You know how to hit the bowl.
I do. Have hasn't failed me yet.
Yeah, dude. That was
You
our
know,
like that was a bonding moment. Like that's genuinely some of the reasons why I still talk to you guys. This is trauma bonding. Trauma.
yeah, trauma bonding.
You
I was
remember
just
the
about
like
to say.
anthropomorphic penis that someone drew on the piece of paper that was condemning the bathroom next to my room?
No, I don't
So they
remember
took like a
that.
big piece of like white, like yellow construction paper or something and like condemned our bathroom. And they're like, do not use bathroom. And then someone drew like a sad anthropomorphic penis and it just said, Dad? Uh,
Oh
I
my
felt bad
God.
for that R.A. Dylan.
Dude, he's a strange dude.
Yeah,
Him and
he
his
was
girlfriend used to shower
not
together in the
happy.
handicapped bathroom,
That's
right?
so weird.
Or
That's
his
so
What?
weird.
fiance. Yes, dude.
Yeah, that's
We would
so
see them
weird.
walk out like,
Dylan?
yes, him and his fiance. He was like 26. He was like our age now.
Yeah, that's the other weird part is like he was really old to be an RA.
He was like going for his PhD after this. Uh,
He also like was not good at conflict resolution, I feel like.
he
Because
didn't
he
address
would just
anything.
he would just kind of get uncomfortable and like smile and kind of laugh and then be like, ah.
To be fair, he had Jake and Eric and Nick
The
and
the pill
Jason,
Yeah, he had
the
Jason
some.
pillow
especially.
jousting.
Oh,
The
oh
pillow.
my God,
That
dude!
was
Remember
wasn't that
Nick?
orientation too?
No, it
It was
was
a
in
little further in, but it
it
was
was a little
yeah,
further.
not far.
Yeah, yeah, they did pillow jousting in the hall outside my room, and just one dude. It was like it was like a 6'3", 6'4" guy versus like a 5'10" guy, and they missed the pillow, and dude just had
But
a was rocking a shiner for like a month.
because like it wasn't even jousting, it was just like running into each other with a cushion in between either of them. But what they forgot to take into account, your head moves, your head moves. So bodies hit, heads hit,
Yeah, well
and then
that
bodies hit the floor,
That was
and
bad.
let the bodies hit the
But
floor.
didn't Eric have to get stitches on his
Yes, he did.
I think
chin?
on his chin, and then Nick had the
Nick had
shiner.
a yeah, he had a
Oh yeah,
massive
he
black
looked
eye.
like he got in a big fight.
Yeah. I
Yeah, it
miss
was
those
actually
guys though. They were genuinely really nice people.
Oh
they
yeah.
really were.
Like I remember you remember when Jake got like on like
Pissed himself on the
academic
couch.
no, well yeah, but the academic probation because he was shining a laser into the campus police cars out his dorm
Yep.
room.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, and that wasn't the only time either, because he also got in trouble for for it was frozen conditions out, and he tied a rope to the back of the or no, was he the one driving and Jason tied the rope to the back of the truck
It might
and
have
was
been
like
Jason on the
skating through
back
the
is my thought knowing those guys.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, they were a fun group of cats. I Jake and I had the same history class freshman year and we would alternate who would go to class because there wasn't enough information for us to show up every day. And the professor would take attendance sporadically, and it was only ever when Jake went to class for some reason.
Oh.
I still got like a 97 in the class. Like it was really easy and the professor was cool. But it was crazy. It was like every other time he's like took attendance again today and I'm like, "What the fuck, dude? That's two classes in a row."
He's on a roll.
Yeah. Fun
Yeah.
times.
Yeah. So you guys had Dylan, and then we had first
Olivia.
Olivia on our side as our
It was just
RA,
always blitzed off her
then
mind.
the other one. Oh yeah. They did not
Mariana.
care. Oh yes.
Oh, I forgot about her.
Mariana
And
had a boyfriend, but there was always other dudes hanging out in her room.
yeah, it was an interesting situation. Then Olivia did not care at all about anything as long as we didn't
Throw up in the middle of the
um
hallway.
yeah, throw up in the middle of the hallway, or I found out her other limit, which was just riding the scooter up and down the hallway over and over again.
I was thinking about you scootering around the hallway, Luke. You could have destroyed some ankles if you wanted.
Oh yeah, but at that point I was just a freight train, and God help anybody who got in my way.
Every so often, I just get the Snapchat memory, and it's just Luke somehow pulling into my room in a scooter, and I just had it videoed perfectly.
Oh,
Yeah. Well, enough about the past. What about the future, guys?
Oh,
great question, Donnie. It's a great question.
We're getting philosophical here.
We are. I now that I'm mobile, I mean I've been mobile since August, I guess, meaning having a car, for those of you non-slangers. Um I I would like to take more weekends to be able to just go explore some breweries like into New Jersey more because I haven't really done that. And there's something great about those like, breweries that are like local breweries, microbreweries. Obviously that's what this whole podcast is about, but yeah, I want to make some more time to do that.
that's the life, man. That's the dream right there.
It's a nice
Um,
adventure, man. Like just going, like Sophie and I'll go. We'll drive like an hour away. We'll hit one brewery, play some games, have a beer, stop at the next place, have some food, just kind of work our way back and try new places.
my family and I just did that for Mother's Day.
I saw that, Luke. How did that go?
It was awesome, and actually, it kind of goes into my like I started, I guess my new beers resolution of I'm trying to experiment more with lighter beers, like because I often, obviously, as you guys know, I often favor like darker or deeper beers. I I just want to learn to enjoy and seek out those lighter styles a little bit. So like more seasonal Kolsch's or cream ales and just sniff them out. Because I remember saying, I think it was well, yeah, it would have been last year. I remember saying on this podcast, oh, I don't think we have a ton of like seasonal cream ales and Kolsch's and things typically around here. Because I know obviously Finger Lakes region is a lot of IPAs and sours. So I kind of wanted to seek those other things out, and I kind of started to get into that this weekend with Mother's Day. We took my mom to Laurentide Brewing in Penn Yan. I had an orange cranberry ghost that was phenomenal.
So
And
you do like a goza?
I do a goza.
Yeah, that's the style I've been trying to get into for years, and there's just always something, and maybe I just have to find the right one, like with anything. But I've had so many of them throughout the years that I've just been like, ah,
You're wait, Donnie, you're a margarita guy, right? Like you like a
I
good margarita.
love a marg, man.
Okay, so I think do you remember that like margarita goza that I had? It
There's
was
there's a very
I'll have to
famous one
find
in
it.
Milwaukee called La Gosarita.
No, it's not that one, but I'll have to
But
find
it's
it and send it to you. But like that's I think would be a good jumping off point then for you, right? Or like you still tried that and just don't love it still.
I can't remember the last time I had a La Gosarita. Next time I go to Lakefront, I'll have one because that's like their flagship gluten-free beer.
Mm.
Well, I'm trying to test out my theory now, which is like I think I like gozas on tap, but not in the cans because I have not had many enjoyable ones in cans at all.
Have you
Totally
guys
get
ever
that.
have you guys ever had a beer that's the opposite? You liked it in the can but didn't like it on tap?
Mm.
Because we always talk about it going the one way, can to tap. But what about the other way?
I had an experience yesterday, actually.
Oh.
I took a bike ride. I like to bike around, the neighborhood in the city that I live in. I biked all the way up to the Italian grocery store to get some things. They've got the bar in the back. I was like, oh, I'll sit down, have a beer there. No
Dude.
seats on the bar. Couldn't even get half a cheek in. So I was like, well, I guess I'll get my groceries and I'll bike home. And so on my way home, I stopped at a different bar, Dale's V's on tour, the pickleball bar in my neighborhood. They've got
That's
pickleball
sick.
courts, and then if you go inside and you're sitting at the bar, there's a TV with a live feed of the people playing pickleball.
Oh, that's awesome, dude.
It's a really sick place. You guys will have to see it. But anyway, they had Line and Kugel's Barrelman Ale, which is like the brewer's beer
Mhm.
on tap, and that's the first place other than like brewer games that I've had on tap, otherwise bang cans. But it was like it was fruitier, it was brighter, it was I don't know if they just didn't clean their tap lines or what, but it was really, really good. It was completely different, but it wasn't like an amber. And so I almost preferred it in the can
Hmm.
for what it was.
Okay. So it was almost like a different beer coming out
It
of
felt
tap.
like a different beer, man. It like looked like the same beer and it had like the nose of it, but it tasted completely different.
I can tell I've learned if a place is not cleaning their lines out as like breathe in right before I put um oh my god, Rohrbach Scotch Ale to my mouth. Like right before I
Specifically
know.
Rohrbach Scotch
That
Ale.
Yep.
that is the
That
barometer.
is the one to like the beer to me that I can immediately pick out just by scent alone if that place cleans their taps enough.
It's like a litmus test almost.
It
Yeah,
looks like one of those cancer smelling dogs, but it's just for dirty lines in Rohrbox.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what? Heady Topper, they don't serve that on draft, right?
correct. Well, they have
Uh,
one beer. They have one beer on tap, and it's an old like tech like it's an old type of tap.
Oh, it's
It's
like a
not the
beer
normal.
engine or something like that.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like it's the old timey British way of
Yeah,
pouring
beer
beer.
engine, yeah.
Oh yeah.
On
I gotta
cask.
try on cask.
That's what
I
they
gotta
call it.
try the what's it called?
beer.
Yep, physics. That's what I got to do. Is the physics with the heady topper because I do want to try it on draft, even though it's not quite on draft. It's closer to on draft than it is out of the can, I guess. But
I
Yeah, I
gotta get
wonder
one of
what that would
those.
do.
I know I kind of want to see.
Um, yeah, actually I have to clean mine quite badly. I did not clean it after the last time. And I don't I have to clean my lines, okay? I don't have a right to complain if I don't clean my own lines. You know
Fair
what I'm
enough.
saying?
Is that
I
why you get kidney stones?
exactly, Keegan. I kind of feel like I don't have a right to complain if I'm not cleaning my own lines, Keegan.
Do you
Yep.
understand, Keegan?
He's not getting it. I can see it in his
I'm not. I'm
eyes.
not
Mm.
getting it. No.
Uh, but to answer your question, Keegan, I think that's the one example I have. And that's why I
Okay.
brought up Heady Toppers because I've never had that beer because they don't distribute it like crazy in New England, which sucks.
That's so weird to me.
I've been looking for it, man, and I'm going home in like 2 weeks. So I'll look for it again. I don't want to drive to Burlington just to get that beer. It's not
But
Burlington, but I
you
have it on my
could.
list that to take Sophie over to that part of the
It's yeah,
region.
Stowe. Yeah, it's like it's so cool because like you have the Von Trapp Brewery right there. There's a lot of cool breweries like right in that area.
I
Which
do really want to do like a 2 or 3 night stay at the Von Trapp Brewery or something like that. Like that place is
hmm
just it's so sick, man.
hmm
Yeah, we missed out on that stop for Chaz's bachelor party. We hit, what do you call it? The Heady Topper.
Alchemist.
Thank
Alchemist.
you, Alchemist.
I rem
We hit that and then a cidery, but we never made it out to Von Trapp.
when I lived in Connecticut, one of the people I worked with, she was going like her and one of her friends or a couple of her friends were doing like a weekend in Burlington. And I just remember one of the other engineers just handed her a list of beers to buy for him. He's like, just buy a 4 pack of every single one of these and I will pay you however much. Like he's like, I need these beers.
Oh, Luke, wait. So I think I interrupted you. What breweries did you hit with your mom?
Yeah. Oh, so we started out at Laurentide, like I said, and then we went to Abandon Brewing next. I don't know, Donnie, have you been to Abandon Brewing yet?
If I didn't go with you, I didn't go at all.
Okay. So it overlooks like Cuca Lake in the distance. It is gorgeous. It is so cool. And it's essentially a giant barn with an awesome deck on the side of it. They have a ton of beer for being kind of a, I wouldn't call them small, but their setup is not massive and they
And
don't
they're
have a huge like uh distribution.
reminds me of Boosterbeck's out in Elkhorn, Wisconsin. Middle of nowhere. It's just this old farm brewery, but they've got a million different beers on tap and they're all great.
Yeah, I am always impressed with Abandon. They did not have the barley wine that they've had when I've gone. So I wasn't
They,
as drunk as I would have been comfortable with, but uh they had their like I would describe it as one of their flagships, but their Dunkelweizen,
hmm.
that is always a classic. And then this one I had was new to me, was a black currant. I think you call it like currant or currant.
Current.
Currant amber ale.
How was that?
Really good. That was
Because
Wow.
very, very interesting.
currants are close to cherries, right?
I think so,
Like it's
yeah.
very similar, like cherry flavor,
hmm
like deep fruited flavor.
And but it was more hinting at it and not overwhelming by any means, which
Nice.
I'm, you guys know me, I'm a happy camper about that. But the last brewery that we stopped at was Lake Life Brewery that my mom was not a fan of, but I had it was called My Dirty Tackle Box. It was an unfiltered brown ale.
Oh, oh, baby.
So good. That was that one was really cool. It caught me off guard. And the other thing that's cool about this brewery is, again, does nothing for my mom because she doesn't drink this shit, but they brew their own seltzers or like make their own seltzers, and then add natural flavors to them. And then they make slushies out of them.
That's
That sounds
awesome.
really cool.
I
Yeah.
think it's always the like just unique enough. I think more places, it's so easy to make a craft hard seltzer. They just got to do it. Like it's so easy to get White Claws and do you guys have carbless?
No.
So
Uh-uh.
those are big out here, but they're carbless. They're like low fizz, like alcoholic seltzers that a lot of my friends like.
Huh.
But just like I love craft hard seltzer. That's I'm gonna drink that in the second half of the podcast. I'm gonna drink a
I feel like
Cabo Cooler.
And I feel like you can upcharge it too. Like it seems like a moneymaker to me. I feel like you have enough people that are like, oh, I don't want a beer. I'd like to try a seltzer. And then instead of saying, hey, we have White Claw, you have, oh, we have our craft seltzer. And
It's
you charge double the price of you would for a White Claw and you're set. And they'll pay it.
100% agree. I think like hard cider I know is a different world, but like if there's a different down east tap that I haven't had on tap yet, I'm gonna try that when I go somewhere.
Mm.
But a seltzer is the same thing. It's like Sophie and I really like to find those places because sometimes you don't want a full beer. You want something lighter, but you still want something that's not off the shelf?
Yeah.
And not water. Um,
I would never have water, Luke.
well, Rising Storm does seltzers as well, but I've never tried them. This was my first, I think, craft cider.
I
Not
think
cider, seltzer.
next time I get back that way, I will have to go to Rising Storm because I've had a couple of their beers that I really like over the years. Yeah,
I
they do
really
a good
like
job.
their one of the mill that is cool too. Really
I have
cool.
not been to that location.
Yeah, you gotta get
Where
out
is
there.
it,
That
Keegan?
place is cool. It's funny because it's like literally next door to my aunt's house. Like I could roll down a hill and land at Rising Storm.
Oh, because I know where your
It's
aunt
in.
lives.
No, I know, but it's a little side story, Donnie. All right, all right. I thought we were about
I've
shooting the
probably
breeze
met her
here.
at some point in time, but
I
still.
thought we were about shooting the breeze here, but my breeze just got shot down.
You just farted in
Um,
your breeze, bro.
it's in Penfield, so there's Ellison Park, and
Yep.
there's a big hill on that road that runs right next to Ellison Park, Ellison Road.
I know
It's
exactly what you're
there.
talking
Yeah,
about now. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize
asshole.
it was over there.
Yeah. My aunt lives at the top of the hill, and then 100 feet down is Rising Storm. So
Oh, I
literally
know. We've been
could
having
roll
tons
down
of
the hill
family
there.
parties without you.
Like I
Figured.
said, I've probably met this aunt at some point, but
It's likely.
yeah, I've been to Easter
Yeah.
when I split
Yeah.
my pants.
Yep.
Playing
Yeah.
spike ball with your. Is your cousin still a spike ball ambassador? What's he doing?
I don't know. I don't know if he's still a spike ball ambassador. He's more working on his actuarial sciences. Like he's taking all these tests now to be like more of an actuary.
Not a college
Can I
spike
can
ball
I ask a
ambassador.
clarifying question?
No.
Is it what is an actuary?
Right on the nose there, Donnie.
Well,
That's my exact question.
take this for an answer. I don't know.
It's
You
like
don't. Oh, okay.
it's
All right.
adjacent to like accounting.
It's like accounting with probability involved as
It's
well.
like
Like it's
it's
a
like the financial risk of places, basically. It's
yeah,
like,
yeah,
okay, if I like don't understand this cost, like how much money am I gonna really lose? Like what are the odds that I'd go bankrupt because
yeah,
I release a habanero cucumber seltzer under my craft brewery name that I'm putting half of my production into immediately.
yeah,
Actuary. Well, in my mind, it would be somebody who corrects other accountants who get their math wrong. So they're
I
like,
think
actuary, it is
actuary.
I think it's actually
11,509.
I think it's more the guys who are like telling the corporate accountants being like, "All right, if you fuck up, this is the odds and how bad it is."
I believe so. I believe
Yikes.
so. Speaking of fucked up, it's fucked up because I'm out of beer almost, so I need a new one.
All right. We'll be back
Oh.
shortly with more beer. Welcome back once again. I'm just gonna get a live reaction of the color of what I'm drinking to Luke and Keegan.
Oh,
What is that?
This is, I mentioned before, Cabo Cooler from Eagle Park Brewing here in Milwaukee. This is their,
I think
it's,
you said that to me, right?
yeah, this is their Baja Blast flavored hard seltzer.
That sounds sick.
It is, they, well, I sent you guys Ecto Cooler.
Yeah,
That's totally
So
okay.
it's the same,
it was good.
It's the
like,
same
base.
color.
Ecto Cooler is a little less, like, bluish green. But yeah, no, they do so much good stuff there. They've got such cool flavors. They're really embracing it. Um, and I just like it. Again, craft hard seltzers. Let's get into it.
I'm in. BTDT hard seltzers.
Oh, 100%. If I do a
Right
hard
now.
seltzer though, like I'm making it like a liquor seltzer, not like malted, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Like maybe like a what is it? What does Buffalo Trace sell? You probably know it better than me. White Dog, Luke. Do you know about that?
White dog. No,
It's like
I don't know.
unaged, uh, like it's the same mash bill as like Buffalo Trace, but it's like unaged, so it's like a clear spirit.
Hmm.
Oh, weird.
Yeah. So like it would be like I would do like a vodka or a gin, tequila, like a low aged whiskey perhaps, like seltzer, I think if I were to make seltzers on a scale like that.
Sounds tasty. I'm in.
I mean like look at what they charge for a high noon.
It is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
One of my buddies at work drinks them and like when we go out places and I'm like, dude, you're spending $8 on that and I got two beers.
Yeah,
Like
I was gonna say my reaction would be, how can you afford to do that, dude?
he complains to me that he's broke a lot,
Mm,
if you can
mm.
imagine.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Yeah,
Uh, well, I feel like there is an elephant in the room because Luke and I got to
Oh,
experience something
I was just
past
about to
weekend
ask. I'm
that
so jealous.
let me tell you,
Did your
and
dad go? Your dad went with you, right?
my dad and my mom went,
That's again,
and
I wish I was there.
I mean, so for those of you not knowing what we're talking about, I finally had the pleasure, definitely a pleasure, of going to Tracy B's. I got to meet Jim and Tracy, and then their one of their sons, and it was phenomenal. I mean, like really, the only word to describe it. We got my dad and I both got flights to start. I also changed up. I showed Luke as I was doing it. I changed up my flight strategy a little bit just to see what happened. Got a little crazy. So I went left to right down the line, and then went back and went 2, 4, 3, 1. The issue with doing that at Tracy B's, I didn't really have a beer that I like really disliked.
The difference between four
So
and one
like
was so
they're really
different,
the
so
same. Yeah,
close.
exactly, exactly. So like my dad, I mean like anytime you get a flight, I feel like the chances of you going 4 for 4 are slim. Like there's going to be a beer that you're like, I can take it or leave it. Not necessarily that you don't like, but one that you're like, it's okay. That didn't happen. He went 4 for 4. And then I went 4 for 4, and I was like, all right, let me try some of yours. And he'll try some of mine. And my dad said it too. He said it to Jim. He's like, I kept having one, and I was like, son of a bitch, they're all good.
I can, I can, I can picture that in my head. Like I can picture that.
They were,
Oh,
yeah, they were. It was everything was really good. Obviously, the atmosphere is great, great people. Um, and the best part, honestly, to me, as my mom, who is now a beer drinker, she'll be happy to tell you that she's a beer
shout out
drinker.
JoJo.
all
$6.
right.
Let's go, JoJo. Um, she after my dad got up to order another beer, she goes, the only issue with us coming here is Dad's gonna want to be here every weekend now.
That's the dangerous thing about that place. For sure. Well, your dad put it perfectly. He goes, he goes, you talk about Tracy B's all the time and how great it is. I hope you haven't hyped it up and that. And we get there and he's essentially like, yeah, yeah, you
Yeah,
didn't hype it up enough.
exactly.
He's like, this is freaking awesome. So that's the freaking goal, man. Like anybody that I've taken to Tracy B's has either A wanted to go back or B just gone back.
I
And
hear so
that
many good things.
what happens. It's the atmosphere of the place, it's the quality of the beer. The music is fantastic. It's just a great, great spot.
Yeah, like, I'll talk about some of the beers that I had just because we are a beer podcast. Um,
Hmm?
I think my favorite one was it the Mud
Oh, Mud Creek Scotch Ale.
yep, the Mud Creek Scotch Ale, outstanding. Um, that was probably my favorite, but they have a really good Mexican lager. I got to try my flavor drops. So the flaky blonde is like it's such a great beer by itself. But then like I obviously did a blueberry flavor drop, but I think a coconut flavor drop would probably like the best flavor drop with that, in my opinion at least. But I also I said to Luke like I want to have like open to close on a Saturday where I have nowhere to be and sit there and have every one of those Tracy B beers with every one of those flavor drops. Now, I'm not going to be able to walk out of there, but I'll have a sense of accomplishment. Because I just think like all of their beers are so good that I wouldn't want to do a ton to them, but I'm also so curious how the flavor drop would change all of them. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's like wondering, can we push it more?
Well, the way Jim describes Flaky Blonde is it's sort of the base beer for a blueberry ale. Like
Mhm.
it's your base. You can add whatever flavors to it, and whereas some beer, if you add flavor to it, it's not the same as it being part of that brewing process. He's like the idea behind the flaky blonde is it doesn't have to be part of the brewing process. Like it could be whatever you want it to be. But that being said, I have had other beer from Tracy B's and put flavor drops in it and been very, very happy with the result.
Mhm.
So maybe it's just his beer.
You're tempted even more. I'll tell you, like, 'cause it's funny. Luke, you were even talking about how like Abandon doesn't have like a massive brewing setup, and all I thought of. So Jim actually was kind enough to take us up and like tour his brewing area. Which Donnie, once you get out there, I'm gonna have to make sure I'm there at the same time so we can all go. Um,
I
but
think
when it's
next summer, fall. I'll
okay,
say after
Yeah.
this, but
all
my
right,
scheme, but
all right,
continue.
all right. Um, So yeah, I mean, like I just looked at him, like and I thought of his literally little setup of like an attic with like three tanks, and I was like, this is it. This is awesome.
Yeah.
I was just obviously, if you couldn't tell, very impressed with the whole shebang.
Oh,
I can't wait for you to see it, Donnie.
I'm so excited. So like my thoughts are between like next summer and early fall. Um, I've got my two weddings this year. I've got my cousin and Keegan and Caitlin's wedding. But then next year I have my sister's and my cousin's weddings, which are both like within 2 months apart. And I think my cousin's gonna get married first. I think his wedding date's earlier. I have to check. He texted it to me. Um, but my thoughts are like one of those like for my sister's wedding, I should probably be around the family for longer.
Probably a good idea.
But for
Yeah.
my cousins, like I would love to like still take almost like a week and road trip back to New England with Sophie and take her to Rochester and things like that.
Mm.
Oh,
You
that
know,
would be awesome.
like obviously would probably crash at your house, Luke, or honestly at your house,
Eh,
Keegan, for that matter.
We
Like,
got a guest
Oh
room.
yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
Same
well,
here.
odds are
We'll
you
we'll
might not
split
be there.
custody.
Yeah.
Well,
Like
I'll see you in court.
yeah, I'm like I could find us a place to stay in Rochester.
Mhm.
So
Absolutely.
Sophie, but like I would love her to see Rochester, like she really wants to try like an authentic garbage plate and
That's
you know,
awesome. That's great.
like this is playing our hand for later this year, but she's really excited to meet you guys in person.
I
Oh my
can't wait.
God, we've talked about this. Like,
She is so excited like she's met like all like most of my friends from high school and stuff like that and like she'll meet the rest of my family later this year. Uh, but she's like those guys are like the ones I'm really excited to meet.
We're the ones she's most excited for. Appreciate that, Sophie. The
Well, and
feeling
like
is reciprocal.
again, this is no offense to like some of my best friends in the world, but like you guys are the people like I was finally out on my own and I got to become friends with, you know?
Hmm.
yeah,
Because like you have those friends in like high school that like you're like, yeah, I'm friends with this guy because I have every class with him. But like
Yeah.
looking back on it, I'm like, why the fuck was I friends with that guy? Like in
Well,
some cases.
Donnie, I wouldn't say that about Luke. He's still in here. We didn't.
I'm still over here.
Yeah, fuck that guy. But
Yeah.
no, anyway, like so like I would just love to take her to the spots, but at the same time, go and try the spots that I didn't know what I had at my fingertips until I left. Especially because like I didn't get into beer and stuff like that until I was out of there. Um, but I would just love to go back and just reminisce on a lot of the places and show her like these are the places that made me who I am.
That's beautiful.
100%,
You
dude.
know,
I love that.
I'll break into the River Knoll. I'll break into the Bailey Roadhouse. Uh,
Oh God.
Dude, I was just thinking too, there are quite literally ruins that you can take her to. You could say,
yeah,
here's Shramrocks,
dude.
Oh,
McGregor's
oh,
liquor
at the
store
current like
across the river.
Eggers, Father and Son. I just passed there the other day.
you know what came up on my like there's like my Twitter feed or something. You remember that kid who did like the Dr. Fauci like give us vaccines song at the Rochester Armory?
No.
No,
I'll
not at
text it
all.
to you guys after this. It's like it's to the tune of like Mr. Simmons like Dr. Fauci give us vaccines.
Oh my
But it was
God.
this kid from like fucking like Binghamton or something who performed it at the Armory, and I would just like show that to people like that's where I got my COVID vaccine behind the grocery store I went to every week.
So I got my vaccine at the New York State Fair grounds.
That I was almost gonna get.
That was such a great move.
So I almost got it there, but they had an earlier appointment open up at the Armory, or not the
Mhm.
Armory, the Dome. Sorry, behind on Calkins Road.
Oh
I
yeah,
still think
yeah.
that it
Sorry,
makes me
not the Armory,
sad
the
that there's
Dome.
not like that they don't do more with the dome. I feel like there's so much potential. It just,
It's just right there behind the Wegmans.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's behind
it's
the rec center. Like it's in a good spot in Henrietta.
yeah, they used to have the Monroe County Fair outside of that place.
In the parking lot.
Yeah, actually.
That's awesome, dude. It's got a good
I
parking lot.
I was gonna make a joke about that, and then I realized that it literally was.
Uh, no, it's no. There's just so much from like the Rochester area that like when I got hired to work out here in Milwaukee area, the guy who hired me, like he was supposed to be my boss, and then he went on sabbatical, and he wasn't my boss anymore. Anyway, we still have a good relationship, but he called me on the phone. He's like, "Hey, I'm from like Rochester. I went to Clarkson. Like Milwaukee is Rochester, but twice the size." And I fully believed him, and I still believe it to this day.
Dude,
That sounds
Keegan, we got
wonderful.
to get out there.
We gotta get out there.
You got like we gotta get like a drunk driving permit or something like like or just budget for Ubers because the amount of places that I would love to take you guys like there's again we're gonna have a lot of days where we're gonna have to make hard decisions of where to get beers.
Or we don't, and we just get them all.
Well, the thing is we can't double up probably because there's so many different places to get great drinks. Like
Gotcha.
I want to see your guys' reaction to someone making a Wisconsin old fashioned.
Now I'm starting to scheme a little bit in my head here, thinking more bang for our buck and our palates. We start we start by splitting flights at places, okay? So
Oh,
we're
that's something I didn't
consuming
even talk
less.
about yet. Holy shit.
What?
So Sophie and I went to Broken Bat and got a flight the other day. And I sent you guys the video of me trying one of the Malort beers.
Oh God, yeah.
That was so they didn't have the straight up lager barrel aged Malort barrels. They sold out of that like immediately, like
That's
cans to go
criminal.
and beers on tap within a
That's
week.
criminal.
But the one I had was barrel aged Malort beers with honey, grapefruit, and lime, and it had the Malort like mid palate, like it. I'm like, yeah, that's what Malort tastes like, but it didn't taste like rocket fuel. It didn't leave a lingering taste in my mouth, and it really kind of neutralized the Malort of it all.
The
And
Uh,
malort of it all.
like, would I drink a pint of that? No. But would I tell you, like, do not consume this? Also, no.
hmm,
It was
hmm. It's a tasteful
fa-
Malort.
it was like it was fascinating. Like again, you know how you have like every so often you go to a place and there's a beer on tap and you're like, I don't know about that. Let me put it in a flight. That's it's that type of beer.
It's that.
And again, like
Okay.
Sophie and I had been out and about, we had gone to the Indeed rooftop for the first day of the like our first time for the year, and we had gotten beers at another bar. And I'm like, let's go there. We'll split a flight between the two of us, play some card games and have fun. And I'm so glad we did that because like it was like one beer we were iffy on, and then like three beers that I knew we were gonna be good with. So it's like you could take a sip and then like ditch it for a Kore Kore, which you guys have had.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that one a lot.
Extra limey, dude. It was so limey.
Well,
Okay, so Luke, I'm sorry to interrupt you real
no,
quick.
go for it.
When you first said talking about splitting flights places, I thought you meant like airplanes, and I was like, how does that work?
You
We
take
each get like
half the
one
flight,
cheek in a seat, or like
I'll take half the flight.
A li- Where one guy is gonna be shitting for an hour and a
yeah,
half, and the other guy's gonna
exactly.
be sitting.
Well, so last weekend, or not last weekend, last week, there was an evening that I went out, like met some of my former coworkers and stuff to celebrate two of their birthdays. So my former supervisor starts talking about how there's this bar in Rochester that's like Chicago themed and stuff, and they have Malort. It's like this big thing that they do. And without describing my own experiences with Malort, I asked him, I'm like, and what'd you think? His response immediately was, yeah, like, I don't know, gasoline and some other sort of chemical. So it is a universal thing. So I was not too sure how your
It,
experience was going to be with it being in beer, but I'm glad to
it
hear it wasn't miserable.
I'm like the thing is it's such low alcohol content. It's not like it the burn is from the flavor, not from the booze, if that makes sense.
Which is terrifying.
Yeah, that's just
Like
not good.
that's worse. Like like you guys remember my ex-girlfriend Alyssa? Um she like her drink in college at parties was she would take like a gate like a 32-ounce Nalgene and put like 2 to 4 ounces of Everclear in there, and then the rest with like Gatorade or like water and Mio
Oh,
because it would just because she's like, well, a handle of Everclear is not that much more expensive than a handle of Tito's, but like ounce per ounce, the alcohol's better. But that stuff, like that Everclear, just tastes like gasoline, man. You could burn that in
yeah.
your car and drive on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so she's dead now, is what I'm getting out of this story. It's
There's more to
just,
that, like I won't get into that. But anyway, splitting flights, you guys, you know, the between the two of you figure out what you like because odds are wherever we go, I've had most of the beers.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I like that. It's a nice to have a tour guide.
Again, there's gonna be like again, we're gonna spend a full day in the Lincoln warehouse, the Lincoln Lair House. Between there's three breweries and a distillery in there. Like, what more
Oh,
do you guys want?
easy.
There's a
Nothing.
pizza
I
place that will
checked.
deliver pizza to whatever place we want in that building,
Yep,
Oh
done,
my God,
done,
we're in.
done,
and it's less than 10 minutes away from me.
done.
Oh,
I love it.
So
that will be
So
such a
wait,
fun trip.
to kind of sum up a little bit, what we're all looking to do in this upcoming year of the podcast is just drink together. Is really what it
yes,
comes down to,
Oh yeah.
I
right?
Keegan,
I think we
I'm
all just said
either
the same thing.
I'm either sending you a box or checking a bag full of alcohol for your bachelor party. Like, I hope you realize that.
I think I'm gonna drink exclusively water and just salads leading up to that. And I think that's
I
all I'm going to be able to
Oh,
do.
I'm losing like 40 poends before that. I'm gaining it all back.
I'm gonna overdose on my gout medicine in preparation.
He's going to have so little gout that he has gout.
It's gonna reverse. It's like an underflow error.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
it's
I'm gonna
actually it's
have
like a
nothing in
circle.
my joints.
Yeah,
I'm
no
gonna have no
cartilage.
joints.
They're just empty. Yeah.
But no, like I'll say like my established beer goals for the year, it's go to different like I'll say go to different places more often because I feel like we end up going to the same places a lot. But also like stop being in the rut of trying new beers every time I go somewhere and just like remembering what I like and drinking that.
Style wise, you're saying,
Yeah, and just like
but like,
sometimes
but
I go to
specific beers in general too.
specific beers too. It's
Mhm.
like we go to Indeed a lot. I love that place. Amazing. Like I've never really had a bad beer from them, aside from like one-off like holiday beers. But I feel the pressure to be like, well, I got to try whatever new beer they have.
Mm.
And sometimes it's like, no, I do just want a Flavor Wave IPA, which I've had a million of.
I do just want a pistachio cream ale.
That's a dessert beer. It's so like I've had that beer a lot, and it's so sweet. Like imagine drinking that and then like the hoppiest IPA you can imagine back to back.
Yeah,
You
Meh,
guys haven't had
stomach
Sailor's
ache.
Delight yet, which is the Dawn beer.
that's the Don beer.
Not Don as in me, Don as in Sophie's
Like
dad.
the
As
yeah.
in Don
Oh, Don
Yeah.
John Julio Patron Jones
Patron
Don.
Yeah,
Jones.
yeah, legal name of Don. Uh, but like that's beer's phenomenal. It's coming out end of the month. It's gonna be amazing.
Oh yeah.
But that's
I
like
just
my
can't wait to
stated
drink more
goals.
beer. I
And
like
like you
that.
said too earlier, Luke, I was thinking about it. The lighter beers too, I feel like I get in a habit of heavier beers and I just need to embrace the like, no, I want to drink something that I could drink six of in under an hour and feel amazing. And I feel like my fridge gets clogged up by those heavier beers, and I just need to embrace the six pack
Mm.
and the lighter beers and the crushers and things like that because I have those beers and I love them. And then I'm like, yeah, let me go grab the 6.8% ABV New England IPA in the case of M43. And I'm like, yeah, I can have one of those and I'll feel great in a day.
Well, I started to notice that because I was drinking, I mean, literally for years, the heavier beers, the higher ABV, like stouts and IPAs all the time. It took a lot to impress me with new beers in that styles or in those styles that I would try. Now coming back, and I mentioned during our break, um, but at Laurentide, I had a New England IPA that was really, really good. And I've cut back on the amount of IPAs that I've been having, and that might contribute to it a little bit. And so I need to branch out for the passive or like leisure drinking, you know.
Absolutely. But, I mean, that's what it's about. It's about like I I think there's something to be said about like taking a little break from a style though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it can bring you back and kind of help you appreciate the style more. Like almost like that hiatus, you're like kind of cleansing from it. Um, no, I mean I think that's good things. I agree. I'm definitely looking to when I'm purchasing beers, do it more purposefully and more intentionally. Like saying, hey, I know that I want to try this specific version of this style, essentially. Like different kind of honing in on the microcosms almost of a style.
We've grown up, boys.
We really have.
We're kind of coming into ourselves, you know. We're becoming gentlemen.
We're
I wouldn't
grown.
go that far. I wouldn't go that far.
I
We've
mean,
gotten over
I was gonna say, I mean, drunk gentlemen. You know, we're going
it.
from drunk kids to drunk men. You know, that's kind of
Which is
where we're going
legal.
with this. Right, which is legal. We are just now legally drinking.
Yes.
No, I totally agree with that though. Like when you announced that you're drinking a lighter NA, I'll say, Luke, at the beginning of this pod. I'm like, wow, all the NA beers I have in my fridge are dark lagers or dark
Mhm.
ales. And yeah, I should probably keep more of the lighter ones in stock because I would still reach for those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, to your point, Keegan, every so often you do need a break. I definitely feel like I don't get this as much as you two, but like the dark beer fatigue
Mhm.
hits me by like early April,
Mhm.
and I'm like, God, I just need like a fruited lager, a patio, and some Dirks
And
Bentley.
some pickleball.
Like, and dude, and some pickleball, honestly. Dale Z's on tour on my block. No, but I do yearn for the lighter beers and the crushers, like suggested earlier.
Well, I think I mentioned it either last episode or the episode before that I've kind of reached that point with sours right now, where I went from not liking them to being like, "Oh, I'm all for this," to now going, I need to cool it. I need to cool it with the sours. I need to put some distance
It's
between us.
it's the Luke.
Yep.
Settle down.
Yep.
Settle down. You're gonna make yourself throw up.
I gotta revisit as an old friend versus check in every day, you know.
Yeah.
And there's not enough new sours around me to keep trying, and I just need to I need to remember that, but I need to remember to keep in touch with the sours.
Write him a postcard every once in a while.
Yeah, see what they're up to.
Wish him a happy birthday on Facebook once a year.
Dude, can I tell you, Luke, I've always gotten annoyed with your birthday wishes with people because it every time, hope life's treating you well. No, you don't, asshole. You definitely don't.
I
The
I
thing
do.
don't, I
is,
don't
Luke
believe you.
genuinely does. You know that for a
Yeah, he does.
fact.
He does. You're
Every
right.
Luke
You're right.
Luke
it's the
cares
first
about
thing I
every
do in the
person he's
morning.
ever met in his life.
Yeah, definitely, Luke. When you're taking your morning poop, you definitely just sit there and see whose birthday it is on Facebook, and it's just hope life's treating you well. Copy paste. Hope life's treating you well. Copy paste. And I love that.
No, it's not copy paste. I type it out. But I even before my morning poo, I literally roll over in bed and to try and get myself awake, I'll open up Facebook, see whose birthday it is, you know? If it's a real close friend, I'm gonna post something on my
on Instagram.
Instagram story, you know? If it's not, I'm gonna check in and then sometimes I get conversations going with them again, which is nice, you know, check in and then I talk to them on their birthday next year.
Again,
Mm-hmm.
of all people I know, Luke is the one that I know that really
He
does
actually
care.
means it. He does. He does wish life is treating them well
Yeah.
for 364 days.
Oh my God, Keegan,
What?
you just gotta see the play the Red Sox made.
Oh no.
Carrie
Good?
Cart
Bad?
no, Carrie Carpenter hit a ball to like the warning track and it bounced out of Willier's glove into Rafaela's glove for an out. That's the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Gotta do what you gotta do, I guess.
You gotta do it. But Keegan, do you have a question for our friends this upcoming
Yeah,
week?
I mean, like,
And
I
our
don't know if
not
we can do.
friends who listen to this for that matter.
Yeah, people probably are wishing our downfall and still listen to this because they're
Oh,
hoping
we've
one
got
of us is not
haters
here. For
Yeah, I
sure.
have
beyond
at
For
least
belief.
sure.
4 enemies I can name right now that
Yeah.
are listening.
Um, I don't know if we can do write-ins, but I want to know what people want us to dig into. Like we kind of joke around about doing like more fan involvement. Not that we have a lot of fans, but I want to know what people want to hear about in the world of beer.
For sure.
So it's not really a question. It's more of a plea, a beg, a prayer. Help us, please.
You're our only hope.
You really are. Without our fans, we're nothing.
Yeah, we would be broke. We would be doing this essentially for free.
Yeah.
Paying for our own
Instead of
beers.
millions of dollars an episode.
Yeah.
But with that, I think to get back to form, guys, we're doing a wild card episode next week.
Perfect.
Yeah,
It's a good move.
Just
brother.
All
bring us,
reliable.
yeah, old reliable, try something new, bring it forth, and, use the principles that we talked about in these past two episodes for it. Try something new, try something that you've been wanting to try. But at the end of the day, as long as it's a wild card, something that you're not expecting to drink, that's what I want you to drink.
Let's get
Malort. I'm
wild.
just going to chug Malort. It's the last thing that people expect.
You
Or
know I
Coors
own
Light.
you know I own a bottle of that, right?
Do you
Wait.
actually?
Yes, it was $15 for the Coors Light, not to mention the Malort. No, but I do own a bottle of Malort.
Oh my God. I should try and find one just to have it so that when people are like, What do you mean? It can't be that bad." I can give them a shot and then immediately call an ambulance for them.
So what I do is I tell people, I'm like, this is like the induction to coming to the Midwest. And the thing is, it doesn't smell that bad.
Mm.
Is it just smells like shitty liquor, and you're like, yeah, I could drink that, and then it sits there in your mouth for 45 minutes, and every 30 seconds you're like, wow, I didn't think it could be worse than the last 30 seconds.
Everything tastes like Malort now. It
Yeah.
changed my brain.
I told you guys what I did with my dad. I had him try it like the first night he came to visit out here, like before he went to bed or like brush his teeth or anything. And he was like, wow, that's not terrible. And then he's like, wow, this is awful. Wow, this is awful. And he chugged a full PBR and then brushed his teeth and he still couldn't get rid of it.
It's nothing if not persistent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what we are with this podcast. We're persistent. Every week coming in your ears, except for the weeks we miss, you know?
Yeah. Oh, by the way, this was the last episode ever.